You wake up, reach for your phone, and before your mind has fully arrived, it is already divided. One thought pulls you forward, another drags you back, and a dozen more scatter your attention into fragments. By the time the day begins, you are already exhausted, not from effort, but from dispersion. This is the condition of the modern mind, always moving, never arriving. And yet in ancient Japan, such a state would be seen not as normal, but as weakness. There is a principle, quiet and almost invisible, known as ichigyo zamai. It means to devote the whole mind to a single act, not partially, not with distraction, but completely, as if nothing else exists. The samurai understood this not as a philosophy, but as survival. A divided mind hesitates, a divided mind misjudges, and in their world, hesitation was death. Chapter 1. The Scattered Mind. Luca was not a warrior. He worked in a quiet office, surrounded by screens and constant notifications. His days were filled with small tasks, half-finished thoughts, and the illusion of productivity. He believed he was busy, but at the end of each day, he felt strangely empty, as if nothing had truly been done. He would begin one task, then interrupt himself to check a message. While reading, his mind would drift to something unfinished, pulling him away again. Each action bled into the next without clarity or completion. Over time, this fragmentation became his identity. He was not present anywhere, only partially existing in many places. There was no silence in his mind. Even when he rested, thoughts continued to move like restless wind. He began to notice something unsettling. The more he tried to do, the less he seemed to accomplish. His energy was not lost in effort, but in division. Chapter 2. The Encounter. One evening, while waiting at a quiet train station, Luca noticed an elderly man sitting alone on a bench. There was nothing remarkable about him at first glance. He held a simple cup of tea, both hands wrapped around it, unmoving. Yet something about him felt different. The world moved around him, but he did not move with it. Luca watched as minutes passed. The man did not check a phone, did not look around, did not shift restlessly. He simply drank his tea, slowly, with full attention. Each movement was deliberate, complete. There was no excess, no distraction. Curiosity overcame him, and Luca asked what he was doing. The man looked at him, calm and steady, and replied that he was drinking tea. Nothing more. But in that answer, there was no irony, no simplicity. It was absolute. The man spoke of ichigyo zamai. He explained that most people never truly do anything. They only divide themselves across many actions, never arriving fully in one. He said that power does not come from doing more, but from being entirely present in less. Chapter 3. The Resistance. At first, Luca dismissed it. It seemed too simple, almost naive. How could focusing on one thing matter in a world that demanded constant movement? His work required multitasking. His life required speed. Still, the image of the man remained with him. The next morning, Luca decided to try. He chose one small task, writing a report, and resolved to do only that. No phone, no switching, no interruption. Within minutes, discomfort arose. His mind searched for escape, pulling him toward distractions. He felt restless, almost anxious. The urge to break focus was stronger than he expected. It was not a lack of discipline, but a habit deeply rooted. His mind had been trained to scatter, and now it resisted being still. He realized that distraction was not external, it was internal. Chapter 4. The Discipline of One Thing. Days passed, and Luca continued the practice. Each day, he chose one task and committed to it fully. At first, the sessions were short. His attention would collapse, and he would have to begin again. But slowly, something changed. He began to notice the depth within a single action. What once felt ordinary now revealed complexity. Writing became not just words, but structure, rhythm, and clarity. Even simple tasks, like washing dishes, took on a different quality when done with full attention. He started to understand what the samurai knew. When the mind is fully present, time changes. It no longer feels rushed or fragmented. Instead, it becomes precise, almost still. In that stillness, actions become sharper, more effective. This was not about productivity. It was about integrity of action. Each task, when done completely, left no residue. There was no lingering sense of incompletion, no mental clutter. One thing ended, and the mind was free to move to the next. Chapter 5. The Elimination. As Luca deepened his practice, he began to see what needed to be removed. It was not enough to focus. He had to eliminate what fractured his attention. Notifications were silenced. Unnecessary tasks were cut. He stopped trying to do everything. This was difficult. There is comfort in busyness, in the illusion of importance that comes from constant activity. Letting go of that felt like losing something, but what he gained was clarity. he realized that most of what he did was not essential. It was noise, disguised as necessity. By removing it, he created space. And in that space, focus could exist. Chapter 6. The Internal Shift. The change was subtle at first. Luca spoke less. He moved more deliberately. His reaction slowed, not out of hesitation, but out of control. He no longer felt pulled in multiple directions. When he worked, he worked. When he rested. The boundary between actions became clear. This clarity brought a quiet confidence, not the kind that seeks attention, but the kind that does not need it. He noticed that others around him remained restless. They moved quickly, but without direction. They spoke often, but without depth. He recognized in them what he once was, a divided mind, constantly searching, never arriving. Chapter 7. The Warrior's Mind. In the teachings of Miyamoto Musashi, there is an idea that the mind must be like water, present, adaptable, without obstruction. But water, when focused, can cut through stone. This is the nature of undivided attention. The samurai did not train to do many things at once. They trained to do one thing completely. Whether it was drawing the sword, walking a path, or sitting in silence, each act was done with full presence. This is what Ichigyo-zamai demands. Not effort in the sense of force, but effort in the sense of totality. To give yourself entirely to one action, without holding anything back. Chapter 8. The Return to Simplicity. Months passed, and Luca's life became simpler, not easier, but clearer. He no longer chased multiple goals at once. He chose carefully, then committed fully. He found that doing less did not reduce his results. It increased them. Because each action was no longer diluted, it carried the full weight of his attention. Even outside of work, this principle remained. Conversations became deeper when he listened fully. Meals became more satisfying when he ate without distraction. Life, in its simplest form, became enough. Conclusion. The quiet power of one. Most people believe power comes from doing more, knowing more, being everywhere at once. But this is a misunderstanding. True power is not in expansion, but in concentration. To do one thing with your full mind is to reclaim control. It is to step out of the noise and into clarity. It is to act without hesitation, because there is no division within you. Ichigyo-zamai is not a technique. It is a way of being. It does not ask for intensity, but for completeness. Whatever you do, do it entirely. And in that single act, done with full presence, you will find something rare. Not just effectiveness, but stillness. Not just progress, but order. A mind that is no longer scattered, but whole.